Sup everybody? Whoops. Sup everybody? This is GMillion up in this bitch. Welcome to the return of console gaming radio. And what's a return to console gaming radio without technical difficulties? I'm here with a special guest. If you can hear me, introduce yourself.
Hello. What's up, everybody? Ice Yamamoto in the house. Great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, welcome. Pretty much YouTube is like, nah, dude. Error out, man. Yeah, fucking YouTube. Discord is trying to reconnect and all that shit. So yeah, we have that shit going on.
So, a typical streaming day.
Yeah, typical streaming day on YouTube. So, here's the plan for today. Actually, before we get into that, pretty much I want to return to console gaming radio, and I want to find a selection of co-hosts I could have on the show to be on the show, and it'd be a lot of fun. I want to focus on doing game reviews, gaming news, and all that, but mainly game reviews. Talk about what games people are playing, and what a perfect time to start the show again with the very controversial game awards. So hopefully I will try to make this a weekly thing. But holidays, not a lot of game news and not a lot of new releases during the holidays. So we'll see. Actually, I take that back. There can be a lot of new releases on the holidays, but I doubt December. So, before we get started, welcome Lewis, welcome Sunny, welcome Sunny. I can't read that kanji, so how you guys doing? Yeah, so plan for today is we're gonna predict the game award nominees. And before we leave, we're gonna talk about what we have been playing. Sound good to you, Ice?
Sounds great to me, man. I am ready.
Oh, I'm ready too. I took yeah, I cleared out my system for this, so let's see. Let's go to my there we go. We're gonna go to view nominees. You can see it on your screen, right?
Yes, I'm looking at nominees right now.
All right, because it's not loading. This is view all categories. Now, do you want to do best esports and team athlete and all that shit, or do you want to skip that?
Completely up to you. I've been watching a lot of the Tekken and Street Fighter, so those are about the only ones I know at the moment. But I'm sure there's going to be others I'm going to be looking at.
Yeah, because I don't think there's any of them that has anything to do with Tekken and Street Fighter and all that. So, because I already looked at all these categories. Okay, best esports team, we have Billy Gaming, League of Legends, Gen G, League of Legends, Navi, Counter Strike, T1, League of Legends, Team Liquid, Dota 2. If I put my money on League of Legends, that's gonna win, but as far as the team, I have no fucking clue.
I know Gen G is pretty well up there in the league world. Like they usually, when they're not participating in tournaments, they're also streaming, playing against randos, and so far they got a pretty good winning streak. If I had to put my money on anyone, it would be them right now. But it's anyone's game. It could be the whole team has an off day, or two players have an off game, and that ruins the whole thing. But I'm gonna go with Gen G.
Yeah, well, I don't know anything about the esports stuff, so I'll go with you on that one. I think it's gonna be heavy influenced by League of Legends this year, so I'll go with Gen G as well. Oh, oops. View all categories. I have to figure out a better way for this. Um, best esports athlete 3-3. Um, Alakaspid. I can't pronounce that name. Chavi, Faker, Zaiwu, and Zinwick. I think I've got that all correct. Do you know any of these guys?
I don't know any of them. I know that's Zhang Ewing. I think that's Zhang Ewing at the end there.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going on a limb here, and I'm gonna go with Chavi. That's what I'm gonna go with.
I'm gonna go with Faker because he kind of looks like me.
All right, we can work with that.
If I was more Asian, I would go with Faker. I'm just going by appearance at this point, okay? That's pretty much it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right?
Nothing wrong with that at all. I need to get back into keeping up with esports, but usually in the esports world, they're not on here. But the main team I normally keep up with is Evil Geniuses, and they're usually in Halo, Call of Duty, stuff like that.
Yeah, like so you're more into the shooter stuff.
Yeah, I get into the shooters, and I know I do watch some Counter Strike when they're on. Like they'll be on Steam every now and then, and I'll check on YouTube and watch the tournaments as they're happening. Because sometimes the guys are just pulling off some insane like games, and it's very entertaining to watch, and you learn a lot from watching the pros and listening to the announcers as they explain everything that's happening.
Oh, okay, yeah. The only esports stuff that I watched really was the Call of Duty League because out of everything, Call of Duty is the game I understand the most. I
Yeah.
understand the maps, I understand the guns and all that, and I do play some ranked here and there. I do understand it more than a certain someone. So, okay, best esports game. We have Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, League of Legends, Mobile Legends, Bang Bang, and Valorant.
I'm actually gonna go with Counter Strike 2 because that is just huge right now.
Oh, okay.
Like Counter Strike, there's always things going on in Counter Strike, whether it be controversies of teams that are using aimbot or being able to see through the walls, or just watching the tournaments as they unfold. There's always something like, and sometimes you got like 2 or 3 Counter Strike tournaments going on at the same time.
Yeah, Counter-Strike is huge now that it's free to play. So,
Because all these are free to play now, so
yeah. But I'm gonna be a little sinister. It's gonna be between one of these three games. League of
oh,
Legends, Mobile Legends Bang Bang, and Valorant.
and Valorant. You might be right, man. You might be onto something there.
Yeah, I think, but you could be right about Counter-Strike too. So, I'm gonna go with Mobile Legends here. Just because
That's a
one, it's a mobile game, two, it is pretty damn popular and
mobile is taking over the scene, that's for sure.
right. Unfortunately, they had a big controversy of, um, striking a bunch of people, but that, but I don't think journos are gonna put that into consideration here.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking Mobile Legends, to be honest with you, but I could be wrong, but that's my answer. Okay, content creator of the year. You notice how I'm not on here? I'm very salty on that.
Yeah, I'm not on here either, man. It's all.
Yeah, we got Queso, we got Iloan. I don't know how to pronounce that. Techno Gaming, Typical Gamer, and VTuber Yusada Pecora. Pecora. My girlfriend said Pecora, so um I'm thinking the VTuber.
I want to say the VTuber, but it might also go to a typical gamer because I've heard typical gamer mentioned a few times. So I'm gonna say it's between those two. Everyone else is gonna be a bust.
Yeah. Yeah, because the reason why I'm gonna say VTuber because VTubing has really been taking off.
It is. VTubering has been taken off. The only downside with it though is you got to be very careful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to be very careful. Well, there's this one VTuber that I watch that actually shows her face a couple times, so that's actually pretty cool.
No, that is.
Okay, my girlfriend says Yusada Pecora, so I'm going with Yusada Pecora. And you're going with typical gamer?
Yes, typical gamer.
Got it. Okay. Best anticipated game. We already know who's going to win, but GTA 6 is going to win.
Yeah, GTA 6 is definitely going to win, but I'm actually going to go with, and it's not my popular game, but Death Stranding 2.
Yeah, same here. Like, I like Ghost of Tsushima, but it's
I
not.
did too.
It's not something that I like loved. It was fun going through once. Monster Hunter. I know a couple of people that are waiting for Monster Hunter. So mainly Death Stranding 2, but my personal pick that's not on this list is Like a Dragon Yakuza Pirate Adventure. Because that game looks so stupid that I want to play it so bad.
I mean, that's usually how it goes.
Right? So that's my personal pick, but on this list it's gonna be Death Stranding 2. But GTA 6 is gonna win, hands down.
Yeah, GTA 6 got it hands down. That's more known. That's on the top of everyone's list. I say everyone, I don't mean that lightly.
Yeah.
That is the game everyone is waiting on.
Yes. Okay, best adaptation. We got Arcane, Fallout, Knuckles, Like a Dragon, Yakuza, and Tomb Raider. I could already tell you.
I'm gonna say Fallout, actually.
Okay. I already know
And
it's
the reason
not.
I say that.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the reason I say that Arcane has been a hit or miss. Fallout has been highly talked about. Knuckles could win it because it's his own story, but I think Fallout still nudges him out. Like a Dragon, I haven't heard anything good about it so far. And Tomb Raider, I haven't heard anything about it, and that's just because I haven't searched. So that's my reasoning behind that.
No, the show sucked. I can tell you that. I've seen a couple episodes. It sucks. Like a Dragon, they try to follow the story of Kiryu, but it's very different.
Yeah.
Knuckles is haven't seen it. I need to see it before Sonic 3 next week or the week after. I don't know.
Yeah.
As far as Fallout, my personal pick would be Fallout, but I'm aiming towards Arcane. I think the panel's gonna win. Pick Arcane.
Okay.
That's just me. But Fallout had a bigger reach in the States. But that's just me. Alright, we got best multiplayer game. Here we go. This is more our speed right here. Okay, we got Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Tekken 8, and Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2.
Call of Duty is going to win it hands down. That always wins. Um, I get why Helldivers 2 is on the list, but I kind of feel like it shouldn't be due to its best time was when it came out, and then after that it just kind of went downhill.
Right. My personal pick would be Call of Duty, and Call of Duty had a very popular presence this year. So I'm personally going to say Call of Duty, but you never know. It can go to anything this list. I don't think it would
It
go
really
to
can.
yeah, I don't think it would go to Super Mario or Tekken 8. So,
No, I don't think so either. I mean, I would like it to go to Warhammer, but it's just not that's a pipe dream at that point. Like Warhammer's fun, don't get me wrong. I enjoy the heck out of Warhammer, but there's just not enough in Warhammer to get you to be like, yeah, this game's multiplayer is amazing. We only have like I think 8 stages for multiplayer for cooperative play, and then 4 for actual multiplayer competition.
yeah. But you also played a lot of Helldivers too.
Oh, I still play it. I'm still running missions in it when I'm not streaming and whatnot.
Oh, okay. So, got it. Yeah, I'm the Call
And
of Duty guy, so I'm choosing Call of Duty. So that's just me.
and the problem with Helldivers is they're still wanting you to purchase most of that content. I mean, you can get it naturally through the game, but it's going to take so long to get it that they're going to release 2 more packs before you get it.
Is it cosmetics only, or is it actual weapons?
Oh no, it's weapons, cosmetics, abilities, things like that. Like
Oh, okay.
it's a bunch of things. Like but it's just the problem that it it kind of takes way too long to get, and they want you to spend like the $10 to get it.
Got it. Yeah, yeah. If it was just cosmetics, that would have been fine, but if they actually want you to buy weapons and stuff, no. Even though if it's like more of a cooperative game, it's still kind of fucked up. That's just me.
Yeah, I mean I get it. They have to make their money somehow. Like I'm not cruel. Companies have to make money, but when you do that for everything, but I will give them a little bit of respect because they're not making it DLC. Like you can't just spend that time doing a lot of missions to build up 1,000 requisition or super credits is what it's called to actually buy it.
Hold on one second.
Sure.
Play it handled. All right, yeah. So let's see. What's up? How's it going? Yeah, so my thing, so yeah, mainly Call of Duty. Chat, feel free to cast your votes as well. Everyone's welcome. So
Yes, please get involved. Like we are the ones that these things are made for. So get your voices out there. Participate.
okay, so we have best sports / racing games. We have F1 24, EA Sports FC 2025, NBA 2015, Top Spin 2K25, WWE 2K24.
FC 25 all the way.
Yeah.
Soccer always wins.
Yes. But what really disappointed me was college football is not on here.
They got shafted, and it was such a shafting that even the players were calling out EA for that because they took the assets from college and put them in the regular football.
Yeah, and not only that, like that game got such well recognition, and but it still didn't make this list
I know.
because you still get um you still get NBA 2025, 2K25. I'm like, bro, WWE, another WWE game. These just feel like placeholders, and college, such a well received game. They should have just put that on there and see, but it's gonna be FIFA, hands down.
Yeah.
Okay, best sim strategy game. Age of em no Age of Mythology. I almost said Age of Empires because there's that age right there.
I know.
Um,
I thought Age of Empires too.
okay. Frostpunk 2. Um, let's see. Path of the Guardian. No, Path of the Goddess. I'm not gonna fucking pronounce that shit. Um,
uh, Kunitsu.
yeah. Monarch Lords and Unicorn Overlord.
Personally, Unicorn Overlord all the way because I enjoy a good tactical sim. And that game scratches the itch of a tactical sim that we haven't had in a long time. And you have a base of operations, you have a wide variety of characters to choose from. It's high fantasy, like high medieval fantasy. You got your humans, your orcs, your elves, your furries. Everything is in that game. Um, the quick synopsis, without spoiling too much, is you're part of a kingdom. It gets attacked, and you end up having to flee from it. And the girl that likes you gets kidnapped, and your first mission is to actually rescue her with those who manage to escape. And so you got to amass an army of your own to take back your kingdom and the land from the enemy faction that took over. It is so much fun, and they do it interesting. Where if you ever played Advance Wars, you knew how you had units that were better than the other. This game follows that same thing, where pikemen are better at taking down cavalry and Griffin cavalry, and they did an amazing job. So that's my personal pick, but I think Frostpunk 2 might actually get it.
Really? Do you know anything about Frostpunk 2?
It's just like the first one, but on a larger scale. So it's sim settlement management.
Okay, yeah,
You
I
are
don't know anything about these games, so.
so Frostpunk is you were stuck. The world is apocalyptic for whatever reason, but it's like the Ice Age, and you have to build your town around these like kind of like smokestack reactors or whatever. I know that's the wrong term, but that's what I'm gonna call them. And that reactor can provide a certain amount of warmth. But as you increase the reactor's power, more warmth is also added. But also, so is the need for fuel. But as the game goes on, days will start getting colder the more you play. And it'll be like, okay, we have to either put out the maximum amount of heat that the reactor can do to keep people alive, or we've managed to build enough generators and whatnot in people's homes that we've built to keep them warm from this insane cold. And you actually do have to sacrifice certain sections. Like you might get to the point where your town is so big that you're only able to protect the inner walls, like because it goes by layers. So if you got 7 layers of town, you might only be able to protect 3 layers of that town when the extreme cold kicks in, and everything outside of that is just boned. It makes you go some real tough decisions, and then you got things where there might be some strife that comes about, so you have to make governmental decisions like, oh, this one group is unhappy with how they have to get coal and scrap metal and whatnot, and they feel that they should be receiving better treatment than, say, the people that work in the steel mill, and so on and so forth. And then you got to kind of delegate that to either kick them out and leave them to their fate, or kind of come to a middle ground where they're okay with it and they'll stay. And then you can sometimes get it where it's like, hey, we have a distress call from someone out in the snow somewhere. Do you want to risk dispatching a team to go get them and bring them back? It makes you make some tough decisions. You have to play that game already with a plan in mind, or you're going to fail every single time.
Yeah, but if you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna fail. So
yeah, and
so
that's the beauty of Frostpunk. Like your first 4 games, you're gonna fail. Like a guaranteed, hands down, you're going to fail. But as you start doing it, then you're gonna raise that, and it's gonna be easier and better.
yeah, yeah. Well, unfortunately, it's like I don't know if I want to get into these sim games so much. But
They're a time sink.
Yeah, they are. But I do want to get into Civ 7 whenever that comes out.
Yeah.
Okay, best family game. We got Astrobot, Princess Peach, Mario Party Jamboree, The Legend of Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom, and The Pinky Squire.
Oh man, I actually want to say Legend of Zelda.
You're gonna say Legend of Zelda?
I think Legend of Zelda is gonna be Super Mario and Legend of Zelda. I'm gonna go with Zelda. It's such an amazing game. Like I have to say, they really picked it up with that game. It wasn't anything of what I was thinking it would be. Like the fact that we actually get to play Zelda in a Zelda game.
Oh, okay. So I'm either going towards Mario Party Jam. No, actually, you. It's such a hard choice this year, but I'm leaning towards Astrobot. I'm sorry.
Astrobot was a fun game. I've watched a particular person play it, and the game itself was really fun, like really reminiscent of the old platformers. And I had no issue with that game at all.
Yeah, that's my personal pick, but I hope they pick Astrobot, so I'm predicting it. And you're going with Zelda, right?
I'm going with Zelda.
Got it. Okay, best fighting game. We got Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero, Grand Blue, Marvel vs.
I have
Capcom,
that actually.
Multiverses again, and Tekken 8.
It's going to be between Capcom Fighting Collection and Tekken 8, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm thinking that too. Because Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is legendary, and Tekken 8 was talked about so much this year. Had such a popular reception this year. My personal opinion, it's gonna be Tekken 8. I do need to play more Tekken 8, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
If it was between Street Fighter 6 and Tekken 8, that would be a harder choice.
Oh, absolutely. But Multiverses, I don't know why that's on there. That it did good in the beta, and then when it came out, it just bombed.
Right.
Like they just went against everything they started with that game, and it shows. It really shows.
Yeah. Yeah, my personal opinion would be Tekken 8. Okay, best RPG. Here we go. We got Dragon's Dogma 2. Don't know why it's on there. Elden Ring, Shadow of the Earth Tree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, and Metaphor. Okay, I don't know why they're passing along Shadows of the Earth Tree as a full RPG, even though it's just an expansion.
I feel like somebody got into what's his name, Jeff Keighley. Yeah, I think someone got into Jeff Keighley's ear, and that's kind of how that got in, because that's even on the Game of the Year list, and I'm like, it's a DLC. That shouldn't even be allowed on Game of the Year list. I think we should have it should be in like best continuation, if anything, or
Exactly.
best DLC. Give it categories like that. But I want to say personally, even though I haven't played it, but I've heard nothing but good things about it, I want to say Metaphor runs away with it this year.
I'm thinking too, because like out of everything, Like a Dragon's Infinite Wealth is the only RPG that I fully completed, put over 70 hours in. But I'm thinking
Mm-hmm.
Metaphor got such a good reception this year. It's probably going to take the spot.
Nah, like though with Elden Ring on there, I feel like that's gonna nudge it out, but I'm still sticking with Metaphor. Infinite Wealth, people enjoyed it, but not to that degree.
Right.
And Dragon's Dogma 2, I understand why it's on the list
Maybe it's
because
a placeholder.
it's a niche group of gamers. Like you're only getting a niche group playing Dragon's Dogma. That's how it was with the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not going to hold up enough to make best RPG because out of all these games that they have on here, Dragon's Dogma was the grindiest and slowest of all of them. And the game is still lacking. Like I like it. I like Dragon's Dogma, but it's still lacking and they need to do something with it to
Right.
make it give it more oomph.
Yeah, so I'm going to choose Metaphor just out of principle because I do not want this to win. Um, Elden Ring.
Mm-hmm. And I like Elden Ring. That's what I won Game of the Year last year.
Yeah.
But if that wins,
It just needs to be in the correct category. That's all.
it does. It really does. And plus, I consider Elden Ring more of an action RPG than just RPG.
Yeah, but you got
Like
three
I
games
feel,
on this list that are action RPGs, right? You got
yeah,
Dragon's Dogma, Elden Ring, and Final Fantasy. That turned action RPG.
yeah.
Um, like a Dragon and Metaphor are kind of mainly the two turn-based left on this list.
Turn-based is to the point that it's now an ancient form of gaming, and you're
Yes.
really only getting it with indie games now.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I choose Metaphor. You probably choose Metaphor as well, right?
Yes,
Okay.
Metaphor is my choice.
Got it.
I have heard nothing but excellent things on that game.
Yes. You missed it. You missed it on being on sale too.
Oh,
Okay, best action adventure game: Astrobot, Prince of Persia, Silent Hill 2, Star Wars Outlaws, The Legend of Zelda. Don't know why Outlaws is on here.
I think they're just putting games on there at this point.
Yeah, I think.
Best action adventure on this list. Again, man, wow. Um, I'm going with Zelda.
You're going with Zelda?
I am going with Zelda. I'm very hard to impress when it comes to gaming. Zelda was one of the rare games that actually impressed me from start to finish.
Oh, okay. I'm leaning towards
Outlaws,
either. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Outlaws could have honestly done something. Like Outlaws is one of those games. It's like you have the perfect formula, and somehow you mess it up. You have for that game.
Yeah. My personal
Prince of
two.
Persia, I didn't play it.
Oh, yeah, same here. My personal two choices will probably be Silent Hill 2 or Astrobot.
Silent Hill 2, the reason I don't put that on the list myself, I'm playing it right now, but it just didn't give me that. It felt more like almost like you're watching a guy try to come to terms with what what he's done. And I would consider that more of a good storytelling.
Oh, okay. Out of all the games that are on this list, Astrobot is the only one I've really played. So I'm leaning
Astrobot
towards,
might take it.
yeah.
I would like for it to take it, but I mean, between that and Zelda for me.
Okay. Yeah, so my personal pick will be Astrobot. Best action game. See that's kind of confusing because action adventure, it's kind of leaning towards more family oriented. Then we have best action game. That's leaning towards more adult type of games. Black Myth Wukong, Call of Duty, Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Stellar Blade, Warhammer, Space Marine 2.
So this is interesting right here. Now this is a little bit tougher. Best action game it's gonna be between Wukong, Warhammer, and Helldivers. That's my prediction. I like Stellar Blade, don't get me wrong. I have Stellar Blade, but Stellar Blade feels more like a tie me over near Automata.
Oh, okay. I only put in like an hour of Stellar Blade, so I really don't know too much about it. But if I if I was thinking about a panel judge, I'm thinking Black Myth. Because this was the best surprise of the this Black Myth and Hellblades 2, Helldivers 2 was the best surprise of the year.
Yeah, Wukong. I think Wukong is going to be the one that's, but like that's the one I believe is out of it.
Right.
Stellar Blade's combat is almost a little bit on the simplistic side. I mean, I've still died a plenty in the game, but it still has that simplicity to it that you only need a couple of button presses to actually do anything. And which is fine. That's, to me, that's nothing that's going to say make it not game of the year, but this doesn't strike me as game of the year material or best action game material. Warhammer did a fantastic job, just like Wukong. Like they just upped the ante every time. That's all they did, and I think with that, they have a shot at it. You got your, if you like brutal killing, you got your brutal kills. You got, the game gives players back that power fantasy that's been missing for so long.
Right. So I'm choosing Black Myth, but my personal choice for my own list would probably be Call of Duty.
Call of Duty's probably going to be what wins it.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Best VR AR game. Don't know too much about this stuff, but I'm leaning towards Batman.
Best? Ooh. Okay, so I actually know some of these. Arizona Sunrise is just so much fun. Like the dumb stuff you do just to kill zombies in that game is hilarious. It's just meant for you to have fun. It's like, here you go, have fun. And and that's always good in the zombie game. Just, you have those few zombie games, you just run out there, you do whatever, you have fun, you kill zombies, you come up with new ways to kill zombies, and that's about it. Asgard's Wrath, I don't know anything about that one to speak on. Batman, a lot of people have been enjoying the Batman game. Metal Hellsinger, that's just been a fun game all the way around.
Mm-hmm. And Metro has always been decent.
Oh yeah, and Metro is always a good choice.
But I think personally, Batman out of everything got a lot of buzz.
Yeah, Batman definitely. I think Batman's going to be the one, but who knows? Metro might surprise us and pull out the victory.
Yeah. Azuma Sunrise. Um, is that a non-AR? I mean, uh,
No,
VR
it's
game?
on VR. It's VR only.
Oh, okay. So I can't pick it up without VR. Damn.
Yeah.
Best mobile game. Here we go.
I already know my pick for this one.
AFK, Belantro, Pokemon, um, with long wave and zoneless, zone zero. I'm gonna go Belantro.
That's probably gonna take it, but I'm going with Zoneless. I mean Zenless Zone Zero.
Oh, Zenless. I don't know why. Zenless. So what is Zenless?
So the best way to explain it is you have these things you do. Like you start off as you're a proxy, or a hacker of sorts, and you help these groups by going into zones called the Hollows, and you do whatever task that's put forth in there. Blah 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 blah. But you're kind of like trying to solve a mystery at the same time. Where the girl they're showing on the cover, you find out her dad disappeared, and you find this like ancient creature slad that's kind of fused with a piece of construction equipment, and you beat it, and everyone's trying to figure out this disc and what does the disc do. So right now in the story, you're just trying to find an answer for a disc, but it mixes gameplay where you have gameplay of just beat 'em up, and then you have gameplay of you're just kind of going through a TV puzzle, which is kind of hilarious because you're just going by squares, like old tube TVs. But that's pretty much it. It's got a lot of the gotcha mechanics to it, which is expected in Shoho. That's their biggest thing. Each game kind of plays similar to the other, or similar attributes. Like my buddy who plays what's the other big one people play? Trying to think of the other one people play. Genshin Impact. So he was comparing Genshin Impact to Zenless, and he was pointing out all the similarities to both games, even though their play styles are completely different. You have attributes actually. You have lightning, physical, fire, and ice powers, and your characters are very specific to those powers. Right now, I think the max level is 60.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, I'm not a big mobile game person, so it's like
The funny thing is Zenless is on the PC, and so is Balatro.
right.
So you can get them and play them on the PC, even though they have the mobile game aspect. But so does the other one I play, which is First Descendant. Like it has a grindy mobile-ish feel to it, even though it's not.
Right. See, I got Belancho for free on the PS5, so I'm happy that I got that, but I haven't started it yet. Pokemon is probably the only game on this list that I downloaded because it's Pokemon, and I used to play the trading card game on the Game Boy.
Yeah.
So I don't really play these gotcha games, but I'll give it a shot. But my personal pick will be Belantro.
Balatro. I would say if you get a chance, try out Zenless to see what you think. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. It's no harm, no foul. You should try it out.
It's on Steam.
I
right?
have fun with it. No, it's on Epic.
Oh.
Well, let me rephrase that, because you can actually go to the site and get the game too, get its own launcher and not go through Epic. I just ended up getting mine through Epic.
Well, I don't feel like installing another launcher, so I'll just get it on Epic. Okay. Best debut indie game.
Debut indie games? Balatro.
Yeah, Belantro. Animal Wells, I could see, like, Animal Wells was pretty popular when it came out. But Belantro was very, very popular when it came out. I don't know too much about the Plucky Squire.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the other ones. Manor Lord, I know that is kind of like a settlement sim type of game.
What about Pacific Drive? You know anything about that?
No, I don't know anything about that. With using her powers.
Yeah. There we go. OBS has gotten more problems. Hopefully everything's good.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
So what we got? What do we have from the viewers? What we got? They agree, disagree? What's going on there? What we got going on?
Let's see. Someone's talking about metaphor.
Awesome,
And we
awesome.
have Louis saying hi. Then we got Sunny saying what's up. You know, I'm chatting with someone talking about metaphor while we're talking.
Awesome.
So I've been engaged with the chat, even though I'm not like saying everything out on the screen. So
yeah.
Let's see. This is the games for accessibility, involvement in accessibility. We got Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Diablo 4, Dragon Age the Veilguard, Prince of Persia, Star Wars Outlaws. Ubisoft does a decent job of accessibility.
They do. I'm gonna say though it's gonna be between Dragon Age and Outlaws.
Okay. Call of Duty's big thing was you could rearrange the HUD the way you like it. They have very good colorblind things. So that's good. As far as Diablo 4, I don't know too much about the accessibility options in Diablo 4. Do you know a lot about Dragon Age the Veilguard accessibility features?
Far as I know, it's like color coding and stuff like that. I think they tried to use they did use some of the similar technologies that was involved with Last of Us 2, but don't hold me to that.
Oh, okay.
And then, like we said, with Outlaws, I mean, the Ubisoft is good with their accessibility features.
Right. Yeah. We like the only two games I personally played was Diablo 4 and Call of Duty, but I didn't really need the accessibility options for either of the games, so.
Yeah, I played Diablo.
Okay, best performance. Reina White, Final Fantasy.
Yeah, she played Aerith.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't have the character name. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Hannah Telly, Life is Strange, Double Exposure.
She was the main character.
Maxine. Tombury, Gomez, Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah, she's the MC.
Yeah. Luke Roberts,
James.
Silent Hill, James, and Melina as Senua. I'm gonna go with Melina.
That's who I'm going with. She did a phenomenal job as Senua. Almost to the point where she became Senua.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Brina was good too.
Actors did an amazing job on their character.
Yeah, everyone was good, but Melina, that's what I'm thinking. And let's face it, she won for Senua in the first game, so. Best audio design: Astrobot, Call of Duty, Final Fantasy 7, Hellblade 2, Silent Hill 2. Okay, tell me about Silent Hill 2's audio.
That's pretty much what you expect. The same, what's that game? Kind of like it's the same as Resident Evil 2 remake, Resident Evil 4. It's kind of standard sounds. They just did a good job of where they placed them at. But I have to say, Call of Duty usually does top notch with their sounds. Like you know where something's coming from, or a
Right.
weapon sounds like it's supposed to.
Right.
Like the problem with Silent Hill and games like it, Resident Evil, is they use stock sounds. Like they just use stock gun sounds. So you get 3 different shotguns, but all the shotguns sound exactly the same. Or there might be a slight difference, and that's because of the pitch.
Right. As far as Call of Duty, the problem with Black Ops 6, what I noticed, the sounds are great, except for the weapon sounds. Since they are using the same engine and everything, they're using sounds from the older games. However, voice performances are very well. The announcers are good. You got the operator voice acting, that's pretty good. The only issue that I have is pretty much the weapon sounds in the game, because they sound like previous weapons from the older games.
Yeah.
They have that Call of Duty 2000. They have that Call of Duty Modern Warfare sounds to the weapons, and
Yeah.
that bothers me because, like, Treyarch and Infinity Ward used to use two different engines, and they used to have two different kind of gun sounds, but it just kind of like merged them together, and it feels less like a newer game to me.
Yeah.
That's just a small complaint when it comes to the audio design. Astrobot, pretty cool, I guess.
Astrobot's what you expect
Yeah,
from platformers. You're not gonna get the Ritz,
right,
but it's good enough that you're like, okay, it works. Like you can tell they still put the time and care into the sounds.
right. As far as Final Fantasy, the main thing that it has going for them is the music. However, Hellblade always had good audio design.
Yes, it did. Like a sword actually sounds like a sword. Rolling in mud sounds like rolling in mud. Yeah, like they really did good on that.
Yeah, so I'm leaning towards Senua.
Yeah.
Okay, best score and music. Here we go.
Ooh.
We got Astrobot, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Metaphor Refantasio, Silent Hill 2, Stellar Blade.
I am actually going with Stellar Blade.
Really? Okay.
I could just listen to the soundtrack without even doing anything. It's kind of like it's like Nier in that sense. Nier has an awesome soundtrack. Dude, you just want to listen to it. You don't even care what's happening. You just want to listen to the songs as they play. And Stellar Blade, they did that same thing to where the songs are just good. You want to listen to those as you're playing the game. Um, Final Fantasy, I do like the updated songs that they did. They did an amazing job on that. But I'm kind of biased with Stellar Blade because I like that particular cool, relaxed music and kind of going upbeat when it needs to be in certain fights, like a boss fight or something.
Right. But my personal pick will probably be Metaphor Refantasio, because the music just fucking slaps in that game.
That's what's up.
Yeah, like, I would just listen to some of the music. It's either going to be between Final Fantasy VII and Metaphor, but my personal pick would probably be Metaphor. But I'm thinking the judges will pick Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, like I mean, usually, and I've admitted this multiple times when I stream. You're not beating Nobu in his music.
No, you're not.
You're just not. It doesn't matter. You could try all you like. It's just not working.
Okay, best art direction: Astrobot,
Ooh.
Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring Shadow of the Earth Tree, Metaphor, and Neva. Out of all
I
the,
Mhm.
go ahead.
Oh no, you go first. I've been going first. Go first.
Out of everything here, I played Astrobot and Metaphor. The thing is with Metaphor, it's a great game, but it's a Persona game. So if you played Persona, you know what to expect.
Yeah,
Astrobot is really cool, but it has a lot of cool memorabilia. I'm gonna lean towards Black Myth Wukong on this one.
that's what I was gonna go with as well. Black Myth Wukong, I think, has the better art direction. I would give it to Shadow of the Erdtree, but one of my things with it is it's usually always more of like you're gonna always get that dark, gritty story, and they're always gonna do that until the end of time.
Yeah. Who knows? It might go for Elden Ring because people seem to like Elden Ring still.
Yeah.
Hey, best narrative. Here we go. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Metaphor.
Ooh. Now this one could honestly go any direction because they all those games they did have a good narrative, like all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say my personal pick though. I'm gonna have to go with Metaphor.
Yeah, I'm thinking Metaphor is gonna win because one, it's a fantasy adventure through and through. Adult themed fantasy
Yeah,
adventure through and through. Um, don't get me wrong, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is good, but it has a lot of fluff in between. It's like you get a bunch of story bits, then you have to deal with side quest bullshit to be at the correct level for it, and that's why
yeah.
I fell off personally. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, the story wasn't as good as Seven. It was good, but not as good. I haven't played Hellblade, so I don't know. Or Silent Hill.
Hellblade story is actually it's good, and I don't say that lightly. The story for that game is good, but I'm still gonna give it to Metaphor.
Yeah, same here. Metaphor, I think, is gonna win this category. Okay, best game direction. We got Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Earth Tree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor.
Game direction. I'm going Wukong on this one.
Wukong, yeah. No, hands down. Like, even though I would like it to be Metaphor, but Wukong.
Yeah, Wukong actually just came out swinging,
Mm-hmm.
and it did an amazing job from start to finish.
Right. It was one of those things where it's like you hear about it, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? That sounds like one of those dumb Souls like games that you hear about that just fade into existence. But when it came out, it came out swinging.
I remember when they were announcing that game. That was like over 2 years ago when they announced that game, and the developer apologized because what was it? It was the water reflection was off, and it was off by something nobody would even notice. And he was apologizing for it, and sure enough, it was fixed in the launch of the game.
Mm-hmm. I don't think if he didn't say anything, I think it would have been fine.
Yeah.
So Black Myth Wukong on that one. Let's see. Game of the year. Here's the controversial one. Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Earth Tree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor ReFantazio. Um,
Mm.
Elden Ring, Shadow of the Earth Tree.
Game of the year. I'm gonna go with Wukong.
Is that your personal, or is that what people are going to
That's
choose?
my personal pick.
Okay.
Now, what do I think will actually win it? I want to say Metaphor. I think Metaphor has an excellent chance to win it this year.
Okay. Yeah, my personal pick will be Metaphor, but I'm thinking Elden Ring's going to win it, because why else would it be on this list?
You might be right. Elden Ring probably does have it. Like, there's a 90% chance it's going to take it.
Yeah, and there's going to be 100% chance of people going to get pissed if it does win.
Oh yeah. I cannot wait for that conversation from a particular person.
Oh yeah. I cannot wait to see it. Like, if I'm kind of betting on for it to win just for the controversy and just for the entertainment. But it would be fucked up for it to win.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Metaphor, Final Fantasy VII, Glatro, Astrobot. And you know what? Elden Ring is such a DLC that you can't even access the content without you playing the game for 24 hours, like at least 20 hours, and you need to beat an optional boss.
Yeah.
So that's how fucked it is. But yeah, I hope Metaphor would win, but it's not.
It would be nice. It would be nice.
It would be nice. And I really do need to play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth again, because I got a Pro. And I want to see what the full game is like with the Pro.
Mm-hmm.
So, as far as that goes, you guys have any questions about the nominees and all that? Just sound off in the comments below, or feel free to leave it in the chat. So leave that in the chat or leave it in the comments below. As far as that goes, we're going to talk about what we've been playing. Whoops. Hold on one second. There we go. And I should have done this in like... There we go.
All right.
There we go. And we got rid of that. And I got a fucking stuffed animal on top of my head. So, what the fuck have you been playing?
Myself? When I'm not working and I actually have some free time, Final Fantasy 14, Wukong, just random games. Like, I don't have a particular one besides Final Fantasy. Like right now, I'm playing First Descendant. Like right now, I'm playing it right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I've actually went back and was playing Einhinder, which I want to say you checked in on one of those streams when I was playing it.
You've been what the fuck are you playing?
Yeah, it was just I went back to the old games and just reliving the fun I had with those, because they're honestly doing better than a lot of these newer games now, as crazy as that sounds.
So what kind of game is it?
Einhinder, just your typical like aerial shooter game, but it's really tough. It's like it took that particular brand of game.
Okay,
and
so
was like,
okay, so it's the game where you're dying a lot trying to get those weapons.
yes, and that because I was intentionally dying. And
Got
now
it.
I have every weapon in the game, so I can just now run through the game. But I've been playing that game for years when it was first released.
Leave the
And
weight on your head.
It did a great job. I wish they did something like it, but they're not going to.
Right.
It is the way it is, and you're not getting anything else.
Yeah, they don't make too many of those shoot 'em up games anymore.
No, they don't. They don't make them like they used to, and it's sad. It's sad because there is money on the table that is just being left now because they want to trace trends and they want to chase things that nobody's really caring for. Like we're stifling creativity on gaming. Where PlayStation's now more focused on cinematics than game. If I want to watch a movie, I just go buy a movie.
Yeah. And you also been playing First Descendant.
Yes, like I said, in fact, I am playing that right now as we speak.
I need to get back to that. I only have the newest Descendant that I got was Bunny, and I'm only in
Bunny?
the second area.
Okay, so you're just starting the game.
Yeah, I am just starting the game. One of my Descendants is already level 40 because I found a cheap spot to level up my character.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'll tell you this. Leveling your character to level 40 doesn't mean they're max.
Oh, I know.
Like, my character I'm using, Glay, right now, I need to use the item on her to lower her level back to 1.
So yeah, you need a prestiger.
I do, but I'm trying to farm up her ultimate version, so I was like, I'm gonna hold off until I get that one, because that one actually has an advantage over her base form.
Oh, okay. So anything else you've been playing?
I did get a game. I haven't started it yet. I'm thinking I might do it as a YouTube video, and because it's not fully finished yet, but it's called Back to Dawn, and kind of like you uncover this government plot, or that's what I'm guessing from reading the synopsis, and the governor is doing some shady stuff behind the scenes, and you do a report on it. Well, you get offered to let it go and receive a large sum of money, or you can just keep pursuing it, which if you keep pursuing it, you get wrongly imprisoned, which is interesting to say the least, that you're now imprisoned and you got to find a way to get out.
Right. Oh, okay.
But that's that. It's on Steam. It's like $15-20, something like that. It's not much. But I might do that as a series. Other than that, though, working 10-hour days. Oh yeah, I'm playing Stalker 2. I forgot playing that.
Oh yeah, I forgot you were playing that as well, because I know I popped in one of your streams and you were playing that.
Yes, and I'm having a blast with it. It's a fun Fallout. Like, it's tough, but that game has always been tough since the first one. So this difficulty is nothing new.
And if I remember correctly, the game is broken, so like if you want the full experience, you got to wait for that AI thing to actually be fixed.
Yes, which they did. They did do a patch. They did 2 patches here. They did a 16 gig patch and then a 48 gig patch.